This huge mound above us here was originally Adrian's tomb. No one knows exactly when the ashes of the emperor were removed from the premises or where they were dumped, but today the tomb is known as Castel Sant'Angelo because it has at various times been the home and/or fortress of several medieval and Renaissance popes. In fact, getting off here puts us within walking distance of the most famous of all public spaces in Italy and one of the largest. Piazza San Pietro is on the other side of the Tiber. It lies entirely within the independent state called Vatican City, or the Holy See. In ancient times, these parts were known as Mons Vaticanus. But Vatican Hill was not one of the original 7 hills of Rome, and it was in fact outside of the walls of the city. But it was an integral part of the city even as early as 37 AD, when the Emperor Caligula built a circus here. It stood just to the left of the current basilica. A Roman circus was a race course for horses, either ridden or hauling chariots. This is a museum model of the Circus Maximus. It is missing the spina, or central spine, around which the races would turn. There was usually an obelisk on the spina. This obelisk was carried to Rome from Egypt by Caligula, who had it planted on the spina of his circus. It is the largest obelisk in Rome. It is one of 13 that survives of the 40 imported from Egypt. Later called the Circus of Nero, it was on the spina of this circus, and probably near this very spot here, that St. Peter was crucified upside down during the persecutions initiated by Nero in 67 AD. Peter's martyrdom occurred during the first of systematic persecutions of Christians. It was initiated by Nero as punishment for the fire 3 years earlier that in fact many Romans assumed he had started himself. The apostle was buried in a cemetery located across the street from the circus. Soon after, an oratory was built over the tomb. It was on the spot of this oratorio that the Emperor Constantine in 319 AD erected the first basilica of St. Peter's. That basilica stood for 1100 years before it was torn down to make way for the current basilica. The obelisk, a silent witness to St. Peter's death, remained untouched until 1586, when Pope Sixtus V had it repositioned as the centerpiece of St. Peter's Square, and around which Bernini would build his famous colonnade. And as the Church aspired to capture the city's ancient title of Caput Mundi, the colonnade, with its all-embracing invitation, made physical and would give comfort to the broadest possible meaning of the word Catholic. St. Peter's is the largest church of Christendom. It is directly under its dome, and under this canopy, again by Bernini, where lies the tomb of St. Peter. Initially designed by Michelangelo, later revised by Giovanni della Porta, the dome is the largest brickwork dome in the world, and was the second dome of its type to be built in modern times. As large as it is, however, Michelangelo, respectful of his Roman ancestors, intentionally limited the diameter of his dome to 1 meter less than the great dome of the Roman Pantheon.